Hey, Gatekeepers! Welcome back to Weekly Soap Chronicles, your one-stop shop for all the drama, twists, and shocking moments from beyond the gates. I'm your girl Phil, and I'm back from a mini vacation last week. So today I'm bringing you a quick recap of episodes 105 through 108. And let me tell you, this week was a roller coaster of secrets, lies, and love triangles. But first, I need you to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a recap with a little bit of flair. Let's get into it. So starting with episode 105. First up, let's talk about Hayley. She decided to surprise Bill with breakfast at the office. Sweet, right? Well, it was until she tripped over a box and went down like a sack of potatoes. But don't worry, she insists she was fine. But Bill, oh no, he wasn't having it. He wanted to take her straight to the hospital. Hayley fought hard against going. No, everything is all right. We don't need to go to the doctor. I'm fine. Nothing is hurting. Leave it alone. Like suspiciously hard, okay? Could this be more proof for the Hayley's faking her pregnancy conspiracy theorists? What do you think, Gatekeepers? Drop your theories in the comments below. Bill wasn't about to let it go, though. He scheduled her an appointment for the next day and even said he's coming along for the ultrasound. If Hayley's hiding something, she's running out of time. Stay tuned because this storyline is about to blow up. Now let's move on to the real drama. Vanessa, Joey, and Doug. Vanessa's little money laundering side hustle is starting to raise red flags with her banker. Banker says, hey, you know what? Numbers don't lie, but people too do. So where you getting this influx of money from? You got some splaining to do. Okay? Meanwhile, Ted reads Doug the riot act following an almost botched surgery. As of talk of potential malpractice suits swirl, Doug plays the old you can't fire me 'cause I quit card. Ted's efforts to change his pal's mind only leads to Doug making a few pointed remarks about Nicole kicking him to the curb. Where's your loyalty to me? At least my marriage is still intact. And then storms out of Ted's office. Doug calls Vanessa and says, I just quit my job. Vanessa, what? Call them back and tell them you made a mistake. Doug, nope. If you're gonna be the queen of money laundering, I'll be the king. Ooh, Doug. When I say Doug has grown a pair, they are now huge. Vanessa, of course, runs straight to Joey, but fails to mention Doug quitting. Joey already knew. He bugged Doug's car, and now he is furious. I learned two things this morning. One, your husband thinks he can blackmail me. And two, you've gotten very comfortable lying to my face. Well, she assures him that she can handle Doug. And as per usual, they kiss and make up. Vanessa is playing a dangerous game. Then we move on to the other triangle that's got everyone buzzing. Ashley, Andre, and Dani. Ashley's thinking about becoming a traveling nurse to follow Andre wherever his work takes him. Well, not if you ask her mom, Jan. She's convinced Andre is a player who's going to break Ashley's heart, and honestly, she does have a point. So for Ashley, Derek is boring. You know what I'm saying? He looks good on paper, but other than that, he brings nothing to the table. He's not exciting. Okay, whatever, Ashley. Meanwhile, Dani is pulling out all the stops to keep Andre's attention. After a passionate night together, she decides to make him breakfast. But Andre's mind is clearly elsewhere, specifically on Ashley. When Dani picks up on this, she gets spicy and says, "If you want your bland, unseasoned French meal of a nurse, go for it." Ha! Okay, perfect. Andre swears he and Ashley are just friends, but that could change real quick. Why? Because Ashley called him and asked him to come over. So what do you think, gatekeepers? Is Andre about to break Dani's heart, or is Ashley setting herself up for disaster? And at this point, I don't care what's going on with Ashley, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Last but not least, let's talk about Nicole. After her run-in with Vanessa, she had breakfast with Carlton. They talked about last night's concert, his childhood fear of rabbits, and even made plans for dinner. Carlton's got jokes, he's charming, and most importantly, he made Nicole laugh. You could always make me laugh. Could this be the start of something new? But just as things were getting cozy, Ted showed up to check on Nicole after her latest run-in with Leslie/Dana. The tension was palpable. Ted clearly interrupted something. Is there a love triangle brewing here too? Only time will tell. So, moving on to episode 106, we kick things off with Dani, who is not here for Ashley sniffing around her man. Dani summoned Pamela to Uptown for drinks and a good old-fashioned vent session. And let me tell you, Pamela's ever-changing accent, it's giving international woman of mystery. But also, why? Any rate, Dani didn't hold back. She said Ashley couldn't handle Andre's level of sexiness and would burst into flames, and not in a good way. Dani even went as far as to say that Andre could destroy Ashley's uncomplicated mind. Okay? But here's the thing. Dani claims she doesn't have anything against Ashley. She just wants her to keep her hands off Andre. Hello? Gatekeepers, what do you think? Is Dani just being protective, or is she feeling threatened? Let me know your comments. Now let's talk about little Miss Hayley, who is quickly becoming the queen of manipulation. At Bill's office, she made a mysterious phone call insisting that whatever she was talking about be kept secret. And of course, that's when Caroline walked in. Hayley, being the master manipulator, she is quickly spun a story about planning a surprise birthday party for Bill. Not only did she cover her tracks, but she also gaslit Caroline into helping plan the whole thing. Girl, please, okay? Later, Hayley shows up at Uptown where Dani and Pam were still in this vent session. And boy, things got ugly fast. Hayley called Dani a dried up old hag, and Dani fired back with some equally nasty comments that, of course, I'm sure outraged Hayley's. But then, out of nowhere, Hayley clutched her stomach and wobbled off. Dani, of course, didn't believe a word of it and said some pretty awful things about Hayley and the baby she doesn't think exists. And just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, Hayley came back into the bar covered in blood, screaming that something was wrong with the baby. Is this a real medical crisis, or is Hayley pulling another stunt? Drop your theories below. All right, let's move on to Andre and Ashley, because things are heating up. Ashley left a message for Naomi asking her to come over and talk about her dinner with Andre, and just as she hung up, Andre shows up at the door. Ashley basically tried to break up with him, despite the fact that they're not even officially together. She told him he's not the kind of guy to put down roots, but Andre wasn't having it. He asked if she might be his safe place. And then they kissed. Ugh. Afterwards, Andre said that it's time for him to talk to Dani because he wants something real. And that something is a future with Ashley. Ugh. Is this the end of Andre and Dani? And is Ashley ready for the whirlwind that is Andre? Let me know what you think. Y'all already know what I think, and I don't like it. Meanwhile, Derek is on his apology tour. He ran into Shanice at Orphe Jeans, but Shanice wasn't about to let things get messy. She told Derek that while they have chemistry, she's not interested in being the crumbs on someone else's plate. I want to be the whole meal. And honestly, she's right. Derek admitted he was a jerk for trying to use Shanice to make Ashley jealous, and they agreed to start fresh. Could this be the beginning of something new? No, because Shanice basically told him that they are just friends, and that's as far as she wants to take it. And finally, let's talk about Naomi, who is not here for Bill's shady behavior. She confronted him asking if he's had anyone unalived lately. Bill tried to brush her off, but he eventually admitted what he did, saying he'll do anything to protect the people he loves. Naomi wasn't impressed, but she did admit that he and Dani did a good job raising her. Later, Naomi vented to Ashley, saying she's putting her career first and has no interest in babies. But when she mentioned Hayley's upcoming ultrasound, Ashley started acting all weird and whatever. Naomi immediately demanded to know what she was hiding. And is Ashley about to spill the tea? And what does she know about Hayley's pregnancy? Yeah, whatever, Ashley. She just knows that the woman denied having declined, I should say, having an ultrasound. And so I don't know what Ashley is thinking. And at this point, who cares what Ashley thinks? Moving on to episode 107. All right, let's start with Hayley, because this woman is the queen of chaos. We pick up right where yesterday's episode left off. Hayley clutching her stomach, covered in blood, and screaming that something's wrong with the baby. But instead of letting Dani help her, she asked some random uptown patron to take her to the hospital. And guess what? This guy says his name is Sammy. But plot twist, it's actually Doug's shady pal, Randy. I mean, come on, Hayley. Of all the people to trust, you pick him? And mind you, out of the crowd of people, she pointed directly to him, talking about you. I want you to take me. Okay. And that's not suspicious? Right. Then Dani, who's already suspicious of Hayley, starts freaking out. She calls Bill and tells him he can't leave town because Hayley's been rushed to the hospital. But then Sammy, our fake friend, comes back to Uptown and tells Dani that Hayley specifically asked her to stay away from the hospital. Like, what? Okay. And then Dani starts to wonder if she's seen this Sammy guy before. But before she can connect the dots, he bolts. Suspicious? I'm telling you, gatekeepers, something big is brewing here. Is Hayley working with Randy? And if so, what's their end game? Drop your theories in the comments. Next up, let's talk about Joey. Chief of Police Elon confronts Joey about the dead man in the park. You know, the one we all suspect Joey had a hand in. Elon basically accuses Joey of ordering a hit on the busboy. But Joey, he's not going down without a fight. If I go down, you're coming with me. But here's the kicker. Elon tells Joey the investigation has been shut down. Yep, just like that. And instead of throwing punches, these two actually shake hands and agree to go their separate ways. And just when you think it can't get any messier, Jacob walks in and catches his dad shaking hands with Joey. Awkward? Later. Jacob and Elon have a tense father-son chat where Jacob accuses his dad of turning a blind eye to Joey's crimes. But Elon claps back, reminding Jacob how often he's protected the Dupree family. Is Elon as shady as Joey, or is he just trying to protect his family? Let me know in the comments. Meanwhile, Doug is hosting a one-man pity party, and the only other guest, his fed-up wife, Vanessa. And let me tell you, Doug is not holding back. He goes in on Ted and, oh my gosh, why is everybody protecting Ted? He's cheated on his wife and he has the nerve to judge me. Then he goes on shouting things like Joey Armstrong is a dangerous man. Hide your kids. Hide your wives. Okay, Doug, we get it. But Vanessa's not here for the theatrics. She warns Doug that Joey bugged his car. Joey got eyes and ears everywhere. But even after all of that, Vanessa still says she cares about Doug because, well, he is her husband. Doug begs Vanessa to stop laundering money for Joey, warning her that if Joey goes down, he's taking her with him. And while Doug promises to back off his plan to bring Joey down, you could tell he's still worried about Vanessa's safety. Okay, Doug. Okay, this next part had me on the edge of my seat, Gatekeepers. Naomi is on a mission to get to the bottom of Hayley's lies. She convinces Hayley, or Ashley, to spill some tea without violating HIPAA, of course, and learns that Hayley might have faked her sonogram. Yep, you heard that. Fake sonogram. Naomi starts connecting the dots, wondering why Hayley would go to such lengths to fake a pregnancy. And Ashley drops another bombshell, that Dani thinks the sonogram isn't the only thing Hayley's been faking. Naomi raises a good point though. If Hayley's a gold digger, why not just sit back and enjoy the perks of being married to Bill? Why go through all this trouble? What's her end game? We want to know too, Naomi. And finally, at the end of the episode, Vanessa tells Joey she's convinced Doug to back off, which seems like a win for now. But then Doug buys a new phone and calls Randy, only to find out Randy is sitting at Orphe Jean's. Meanwhile, Naomi confronts Hayley at home. Hayley's lounging on the couch in her pajamas, looking like she's been through it. Naomi doesn't waste any time and asks her point blank, "Why did you lie about the ultrasound?" But before Hayley can answer, Bill walks in. And that's when Hayley drops the biggest bombshell of the episode. She lost the baby. You could hear a pin drop. Is she telling the truth? I guess we'll have to wait and see. So, moving on to episode 108. We start with the big one, Hayley. So as we saw in yesterday's episode, she told Bill that she lost the baby. And today, Bill is absolutely devastated. While Naomi is, well, let's just say she's not buying what Hayley's selling. Naomi asks the $1 million question. Is my dad mourning a baby that never existed in the first place? And Hayley, she doubles down, insisting the baby was real, but admits she faked the ultrasound. Yep, you heard that right. Fake ultrasound. Hayley claims she was too scared to get an ultrasound because she didn't want to know if something was wrong with the baby. Her logic, if the doctor didn't say it, I wouldn't know it. But now she's wondering if maybe getting the ultrasound could have saved the baby's life. Naomi agrees not to tell Bill when he comes back into the room. She keeps her word. Bill, being the ever-supportive husband, takes Hayley into his arms and tells her it's not her fault. And for a split second, I almost believed Hayley's story. Until I remembered her shady connection to Randy/Sammy. Okay? So we still don't know. It's still a mystery. All I can say is I'm here for the shenanigans. Then there's Derek. Poor guy just can't catch a break. Jan, being the meddling mom that she is, tracks him down and basically begs him to fight for Ashley. You two are like a Hallmark movie waiting to happen. And Derek, he takes the bait. So he shows up at Ashley's place with this big heartfelt speech. I may not come from money or have a glamorous background, but I'll work every day to give you your dream. You're my forever, Ashley. But I need to know, forever or never. Honestly, I was rooting for him. But Ashley, of course she chooses Andre. Later, Derek heads back to uptown and tells Jan the bad news. And you could just see the heartbreak on his face. Poor guy. Aww. Now, do y'all think Ashley made the right choice? Sound off below. Y'all already know how I feel about it. Meanwhile, Dani is spiraling. She shows up at Andre's place freaking out because she thinks she caused Hayley to lose the baby. She even calls Bill to confirm, and when she hears the news, she's like, I'm a monster. Andre, being the voice of reason, tells her it's not her fault. He reminds her that Hayley came looking for her and picked a fight. But Dani, she's not convinced. She throws herself into Andre's arms, and for a moment, it looks like things are about to heat up. But then Dani pulls away, realizing how selfish she's being. I keep crossing the line between wanting you and needing you. I can't just be take every time we're together. And just when you think they're about to have a moment, Ashley walks in, sees them together, and immediately leaves. Good. The irony of it all, as soon as Ashley's gone, Dani and Andre separate. Dani refuses to use him as her emotional support hunk, but Andre agrees to hold her all night because, hey, that's what friends do, right? So what do you think, Gatekeepers? Are Dani and Andre destined to be more than friends? Or is this just a disaster waiting to happen? I hope not, because I want them to be together. Dani and Andre forever. And finally, let's check in on Doug and Vanessa. Vanessa assures Joey that Doug is no longer a problem, even admitting that she told her husband about the bug in his car. But what she doesn't know is that Doug is already scheming with Randy/Sammy to take Joey down. Doug realizes he can't expose the money laundering without putting Vanessa at risk, so he comes up with a new plan. Lead the police to connect Kenneth's unaliving directly to Joey. Randy, of course, has his own ideas. Randy, we're doing this my way. For once in his life, Joey Armstrong won't see what's coming for him. Alright, Gatekeepers, this is getting good. Do you think Doug and Randy can actually pull this off? Or is Joey always going to be one step ahead? Let me know your theories. And that's a wrap on this week's Beyond the Gates. What a week, right? Let me know your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, Gatekeepers, keep the drama alive.